All right. Hi, good evening, Elijah. Can you please
Hi.
introduce yourself?
Hi, good evening, Aya. Hello, everybody. My name is Elijah, and I am a UM TESOL student in year four. I mean, in that cohort, but I am now doing my gap year because of some reasons. But I will be coming back next year. And thank you, Aya, for inviting me for this interview. I'm so glad to, wish I could help to answer the questions.
Thank you so much, Elijah. And I'll be asking you 6 questions in total.
Okay.
So the first question is, how do you understand language anxiety?
Language anxiety, well, I searched it online and combined with my own understanding is that when people are using a foreign language, they might like subconsciously or naturally they will feel anxious, especially when they're doing speaking session, especially, with other people. Maybe the other people are native speaker of that language. That might even make people more anxious on this.
All right.
So this is language anxiety.
Okay, so the second question is, have you ever experienced anxiety when you speak English in an academic setting?
Actually, yes. And I still can remember when I was in year one, at that time we were doing online session. Actually, I was kind of very anxious when I have to open my mic and open my camera and speak in front of my students. And not students, my classmates and my lecturer. I was really anxious. And another thing that I still remember was when I was in Hong Kong last year, I was doing exchange. There was one course called um, Speaking and Presenting like a TED, TED, the TED. The course is really difficult. And that was the time, like, surprisingly, I encountered a very serious anxiety when I'm speaking because literally I'm giving a presentation on certain topic and I was really freaked out and I was kind of couldn't continue doing my presentation in front of the class. In, and at that time, my lecturer, he was a native speaker of English, he's American, and my all of my other classmates, they were from Hong Kong. They know English. I think their English is better than me, than mine. So I encountered this very serious anxiety.
All right, thank you for sharing. And does the presence of native speakers increase your anxiety when speaking in English?
Yes, just like I said in the previous
Answer.
words, yes, my words, and when I was facing year one, facing my classmates and lecturers, and also the presentation one, they were really terrible for me when I'm facing native speakers. I'm always thinking about, oh, what if I did this wrong? What if I'm going off topic? And what if I'm not using the appropriate vocabulary? That's all. Everything was on my mind that really blocked my way of saying things fluently.
All right, so since you've encountered language anxiety, can you demonstrate how you typically handle those situations?
Okay, so I'll just use an example of my presentation course, right? So first of all, I asked the lecturer to give me extra time to prepare, and thanks to him, I got more preparations to do the presentation. But honestly, this this doesn't usually work, and it shouldn't be a very usual thing for students to ask for extra time, extra preparation because it's not fair to other students. So my real suggestion is that you just prepare as much as you can, and right before your presentation, if the listeners, the audiences, there are native speakers there, you gotta prepare like I think you should do a micro session, like micro virtual session with your friends or find any other people to do the practice, to do the presentation practice, to make sure that you don't lose track of your words, track of your talk.
All right. So, what changes would you suggest to reduce speaking anxiety among TESOL students?
TESOL students,
Yeah,
oh
TESOL
my God.
students.
Well, then I have to say it depends. I mean, for local students, I don't think I can give much suggestions except just chill and relax when you're doing a presentation. But I really want to say this to my fellow, especially those students, international students from China, just like me, because the things is really different for our setting because we are that kind of people that will really focus on the potential mistakes that we will make, and we couldn't just let it go. It's been for a long time, and a lot of our people will just be very extra strict on us whatever we're speaking, your grammar, your pronunciation, one or two words that you pronounced kind of wrong, but still understandable actually. But they will pick it up on you. And that is why for, especially international students from China, you face extra difficulties when you're speaking English. So I really hope you could change your mind and try to learn more from your local fellows and try to see how they present in front of the class. Also, try to listen to more authentic materials, speaking and listening materials. Like just we say, you have to do enough input to get outputs. Yeah.
Perfect suggestions. All right, so the last question is, what do you think the situation can do to help you address your language? Oh, sorry. What do you think the institution can do to help you address your language anxiety?
The institution, you mean
Mhm.
UM or
UM.
UM?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think, well, that also depends. I mean, for local students, they've already been using English since they were young, so I think you just keep up. But I mean, for those people who don't
International student.
use
Yeah.
English, yes, especially international students who don't use English in their daily life that often, I mean, maybe the institution can create more, like something like English corner,
Mhm.
chatting corner, and you arrange a specific time, a specific location where people are welcome to join and to express themselves. You can't put people who are master in English in this place. Please don't do that. Okay, except the host.
Mhm.
Except the host, but you have to make sure that most of the students they face one or two or to some extent English problems in terms of like speaking, especially. So I think the institution could do something like this.
All right, so that's it for our interview. Thank you so much for participating.
No problem. I'm glad to help.